Oh, and I think it's time to fix this. It's not Harold's toy anymore. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, what do you think? Flash off and you don't see so much dust? Here, let's see. Or flash on. It's brighter. I haven't stirred up any dust yet, so the verdict is still out. I'll just leave that on and do this for now. Let the dust storm commence. So we're back at Nugent here for episode number 5, I believe. And as you can see, well, if you've been following along, you'll notice that, as a matter of fact, none of these boards came with the machine. I added this, I added this, I added this just now, and I added that as well. Because none of the original boards pretty much worked except the lamp driver. So I got a pile of boards here. Original lamp driver. Original soundboard did not work. Original MPU wasn't booting up. And the solenoid driver, which has seen many better days. I think this transistor here, if you look closely, let's zoom in. See that silver transistor with the black oozing out of it? Pretty sure it's not supposed to have black ooze. So this board needs the full service. Replace this capacitor at least. Do the jumpers on the back, which have not been done yet. Reflow the headers, all that good stuff. So I'm going to just send out this whole board set to my guy, Brent Butler, also known as Tommy Pinball. How many pinballers in the last 50 years have used Tommy as a user ID, do you think? So yeah, I'm going to send all that out. In the meanwhile, we're going to stick to my replacement boards and test boards. And with the new solenoid driver, oh shit, my drop target solenoid is no longer locked on. See that? This game is pretty much playable. More so than it was before anyway, with that issue. But before we play it, I know I've been teasing it, check this out. Look how nice and flat the slingshot plastic is. And look at this guy. Yoing. He must have got real hot. I mean, one bulb to cause that much heat? Really? Why did you get so bent and warped? And why does this warp up? And then this guy warps down. Somebody want to explain me those physics, please? Because I don't understand them. So what I think I'm going to do tonight, I don't have a whole lot of time, but I'm going to try and at least strip this Playfield and clean it. And tighten all the posts. See if there's any issues, like, look at this. That is an issue. Oh, let's zoom back in here. Someone moved this post, and look, it is still not good. So I think what we need to do is put the post in the proper location, add a machine screw and a T-nut. How's this guy doing? Yeah, he might get the same treatment. That's because when you're always flipping the ball right into the post, or sometimes across into the post, more like flipping into the post directly. What the? Just manually moving this flipper closed activates the upper flipper. Does that make sense? The stack is on here, not on the cabinet. Is that normal? That seems weird. I'll have to look into that. It may be normal, but it may be weird. So, oh, and I think it's time to fix this. It's not Harold's toy anymore. There we go. Come on. Come on. Alright, well, we're going to have to try this again, because this failed miserably. Alright, it's not Harold's toy anymore. Alright, plastics are removed, and looks like it's got the name of a bunch of different songs from Nugent. Cat Scratch Fever. We got Stranglehold, Free For All, Gonzo, and Weekend Warriors. I believe that's the album. But really just those two plastics. This guy here, very warped. Look at this. And this guy here, like, severely warped. I have heated up plastics in the oven before with success. And I don't know. I've also done it with non-success, so you got to be careful. But maybe I might consider that. We will see. Alright, pop bumper caps are off and the apron's off. And I'm going to take some photos of the rubber orientation and sizes. Let's take a look here. When was the last time you think this was off? Ugh. Ix toy. Gross. So, how old do you think these rubbers are? Original? They're pretty friggin' old. Is for sure. Yeah, so, you know, all in all though, it's nothing too major to note. We're going to, oh, it says Nugent up here on the Playfield. Any other little fun facts? This rubber is missing, so that switch, got a little rebound switch there. Lights lane switch. A lot of crust on all the screw taps. I'll Dremel those all nice. And don't hold me to this, but I probably am going to LED this bad boy. Look, I even got my Siegecraft adapter set from Dave is still at pinballrom.com. They're, you know, somewhere around 60-70 bucks, something like that. And that will allow you to LED your sterns and valleys so that you don't get all that crazy flickering. The pop bumper bodies are definitely a little yellowed from heat over the years, and a little brittle too, probably, but not actually broken at all, which is nice. So probably get away with keeping those, and the skirts are actually nice too. So I think if I just take these guys apart, clean them up, or whatever I need to do. None of the ring and rod assemblies look like they've been replaced, so tightened up these screws inside. But yeah, so Siegecraft adapters will allow you to not get flickered on. So that's taking a mental note here where all the rubbers go. I probably don't even need to take photos now, but I think I will anyway, just to be safe. Alright, moving on. Harold, judging by the condition of these rubbers, I don't think you took very good of your toy. Alright, so I took my Dremel with the wire brush attachment, stirred up all kinds of dust, and now I'm a little stuffy. And I did every screw head, every socket, all these L brackets because they were a little crusty, every switch, This guy, this guy, this guy, all the sockets, this guy, this switch, all these guys. Oh yeah, these L brackets were covered in the white crust. So, yep, every switch, every socket. All these guys are nice and shiny now. I don't think I missed any of them. I did probably most of them a couple times too, just to make sure. Oh, look at this. I missed one maybe. There we go. That's better. And I even did like this guy here and this guy here just to freshen them up a little bit. Oh, kind of like this. I missed this guy. Just to get off the initial nasty. There we go. So that is done. Alright, so red posts are free of crud for the most part. I tightened all them down, cleaned them all up, so they're looking a little better. And I don't know, now that they're all tightened, I kind of did this one backwards. I often do. I may end up removing them to clean in behind there, the Playfield. We'll see. But at least they're all, I know all the posts are good, except for those two front ones. So I'm gonna probably do the machine screw and T-nut thing, and you can see like post is pretty chewy, both of them. So I'm pretty sure I can find replacements there. I've got a bucket full of posts. So these guys we'll add over with the lane guides and deal with that later. Alright, it's been a couple days since I've been back to Nugent, so I'm just gonna do a quick overview. The goal right now is to clean up this Playfield, so let's have a look at how nasty it is. This is going to be our B4. Got some serious crusties. I did kind of clean some of the areas around the posts, but not really. More near the slings, but we got some serious crust going on. So that is our little tour of the B4. And we got some pretty good ball tracks going on here. Some flipper rub, more ball trackage. But yeah, like in this slingshot zones, I did kind of tidy up a little bit. Obviously under the apron hasn't been touched in a lifetime, but I did replace this post and this post with new used ones. And this is now a T-nut on the underside instead of just wood screwed in. This I just beefed up the hole with a toothpick, and this is still wood screw, but this thing is friggin' solid, and this is friggin' solid. Those guys are good for years to come now. So next mission, oh, and I just pulled a nail off of my floor joist there and popped it in there because that was missing. This guy here probably doesn't even need to be there. And then I thought I banged these in pretty good, but still a little bit loose. All these nails here. I guess that's to prevent the ball from getting jammed underneath the rubber, I guess. I'm gonna have to bang those in a little better. I didn't do a very good job. There's another one here, and one more here. I think that's it. So I'm banging some nails, clean up some Playfield, clean up all this good stuff, and I'll report back in a bit, or an hour. Okay, so you see this little container of water I have. I think it was fairly hot at one point, and I just kind of had it sitting on the Playfield, which is maybe not a good idea, but I'm starting to clean things up, as you can see. But look, I've got a foggy patch where that jar was sitting. Did it, like, the heat interact with the clear coat? Anyway, I'm actually not all that concerned. I had to show you though, because it looks like it's getting better than it was when I noticed it 5 minutes ago. So yeah, that don't do that. That might screw stuff up, and we don't want to screw stuff up. So getting closer, corners are getting better. I'm just gonna, I've got like, I'd say good 80% of it to my satisfaction. Been kind of cleaning the white rails. They were black, every square inch. Now I'm kind of working on the pop bumpers. So hopefully by the time I hit the record button, this foggy patch will be gone. Alright, here's a little update. Getting pretty close to finishing. Tore apart the out-hole mech, polished that up. Pretty much polished most of the metals to a certain degree. Like, let's see, oh, this guy here, it was pretty crusty. It's much better now. These two guys. This guy. This guy. These wires on the Playfield. Ball guides. So I did all them. And the trough is much better. Cleaning up all the parts here. These guys were like black. This was black. This was black. The old sleeve metal, we'll replace that with nylon. Put that back together. So, and I think my pop bumpers, let's take a look. They're looking pretty good. They were pretty filthy. I mean, yeah, they're yellowed on the inside. But the skirts and bodies from the outside look pretty good, so I think I am happy with that. And I think that is about it. I am sending out all of my boards today to my repair guy. So, oh, there's Russell just texted. I'm gonna go actually do some wheeling and dealing with him for some parts and stuff shortly. But he needs these parts for a Scorpion that he's working on, and I need some more rubber gloves. I'm running out. But since I'm sending out my lamp driver, I'm not going to attach my Siegecraft LED adapters to the temporary lamp board I have in here. But what I can do is actually put in LEDs in all the top side general illumination. Then I can rubber it, and I think I might actually attempt to flatten some plastics in the oven. So I'll show you how I do that and whether I have success or not. So getting close to finishing the Playfield cleaning. There we go. Much better. Okay, unless you spot something that I missed, I think I'm done cleaning this Playfield. I haven't polished it up yet with Novus 2. You can see my circle is... At one point I thought I could see it, but then I took Magic Eraser and now I can't see it, so that's good. But definitely looking a lot better than it was. Just not gonna attempt to get into those ball swirls to that depth. It's just, I mean, look, we got enough wear there that whether this is there or not isn't gonna make much of a difference. These inserts are actually pretty all sunken to a certain degree. Maybe not these. Yeah, a lot of sunken inserts. So it would be nice to remedy that, but... And this planking here, look at this. Ooh, maybe I used a little too much water cleaning this. There's a little bit of... Ugh. Okay, hopefully that settles down a little bit when it dries, but... Okay, there's a note to self. Next time there's planking on the Playfield, ease up on your water usage. Because I don't know if that was like that before or not, but If it wasn't, then I just caused some damage. But, I mean, it's a 40-year-old Playfield and it's pretty crusty, so I'm not too overly panicked about it. It may not, you know, the ball when it runs over could divert a little bit on slow rolling balls, which is fairly common for 40-year-old machines, especially early Bally and Stearns, and Gottlieb's too, probably Williams, all of them. Okay, anyway, enough messing around with that. I think the next step is to install some LEDs and some rubbers. Oh, maybe I'll actually polish the Playfield first with some Novus 2. Okay, Novus 2 has been applied. I'll show you that, and then I'm going to go with warm white LEDs. But I think the Playfield looks a little shinier than it used to. You can kind of see. I'm pretty happy with that. So I think I'm gonna have to fight with these bulbs. I was just gonna kind of do them together with you, but sometimes these sockets kind of get bent up against the wood, and you have to like take a screwdriver in there and center the socket right in the middle of the hole so that the bulb fits nice and easily. And I think there's a few of them like that. Here's an example. So that's right up against the wood. That makes you have to fight with the bulbs. So I'm not going to be able to just pop these in like yoink, 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 yoink. I'm going to have to fight with a few of them. So what I'll do is do that now and then show you what that looks like, and then we'll wrap up this video. So one moment. Oh, and I'm listening to, while I'm doing this, the Pinball show with Zach and guest BJ about the whole Deep Root story. It's like a very elaborate version of it, like the most up-to-date details. If you don't know anything about the Deep Root drama of pinball, it's maybe one of the most dramatic, crazy pinball stories in pinball history. I mean, there's a lot of them. This is up there for sure in the top 10. Very fascinating. Highly recommend it. So I'm listening to that while plugging away. It's actually going a little smoother than I thought. I haven't had to fight with any just yet, so... Oh, and then of course the first one I try and do live. Yeah. Let's see if I can get one. That LED there, just cap seems to be spinning a little bit. Alright, let's see if I can get the other slingshot. Hey, that's not warm. That's in the wrong pile. I don't think I'd like that as well. Let's see. No, I like the warm, that's for sure. The natural white looks good on some machines for sure, but it's all custom. Do as you choose. You may like incandescent. A lot of people do. But there's so many advantages to LEDs. Run cooler, better on the electronics, much brighter. They look great. You can really colorize the inserts better. Well, let's try a pop bumper. I don't think any of those bulbs were working when I first got this machine set up. I'm gonna have to tighten that, I think. Uh-oh. Yeah, they're a little loose. Okay, I'm gonna have to squeeze those a little better. But just a small taste. I'll report back when I'm done. All right, there we go. There's the overhead view. Playfield cleaned and posts tidied up, etc., etc. And the LEDs installed. So let's have one last tour here. See how things are looking. I actually really like the warm LEDs on this. Looking pretty sharp. No flaky bulbs. Helped that I cleaned all the sockets, so hopefully I don't have to like change too many of the controlled lamp sockets, which are notoriously crappy. I could have used those Yopsicles. Look up Yopsicles. They're like little mini circuit boards that you replace the old 40-year-old sockets with, and they're LED'd, and I got the resistor on them so they won't flicker. Seems like a great option. I should try them one day, but I'm pretty happy with that. So I think what I'll do in the next episode is rubber this bad boy up, flatten some plastics, install them in the apron, and see if we can play a little test game. Alright, well, that's the end of this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Whoa, smashing the coin door. Nugent.